This is KGW News at Sunrise.
Good morning. Thanks for getting up with us on this Saturday morning. I'm Tim Gordon. This morning on Sunrise, are you ready to get rid of your mask indoors? We talked to people ahead of the big mask mandate change next week. Plus, the Oregon legislative session wraps up the big bills that did and did not get passed by lawmakers. But first, let's check in with Chris McGinnis for a look at that forecast.
Good morning. The big news this weekend is that it will be dry after what has been several days of rain, and a lot of rain at that, across the Pacific Northwest. We are saying goodbye to the last of those rainmakers. There it is, spinning off to the south and east and taking with it the cloud cover. So the skies cleared out very nicely yesterday afternoon, setting the stage for, look at that, a pretty sunrise this morning. Sunrise still a little bit away. It's 33, last check at PDX. There is some patchy fog out there, and obviously with temperatures down near or in some cases below freezing. 29 right now in King City, 31 in Boring. We've got some frosty pockets out there. Across the eastern part of the state, upper 20s in Baker City. Burns right now checking in with 31, and Pendleton sits at 30. All right, the plan for today, despite the frost or patchy fog, we've got a really nice day on tap for the region. Check that out. Full sunshine, temperatures by noon getting into the upper 40s. We top out in the mid 50s today. And I think we're going to do the same again tomorrow. So a really nice looking weekend forecast, Tim.
Yeah, it looks great, Chris. Thanks a lot. Talk to you soon. Okay, we start this half hour with a look at the next phase of the pandemic. We're counting down the days until state mask mandates in Oregon and Washington will be gone. Then what happens? Well, Catherine Cook talked with doctors about the endemic stage of COVID and what exactly that means.
2 years ago, Oregon reported its first case of COVID-19. 1 year ago, sleeves rolled up for the first doses of the COVID vaccine. Now, starting March 12th, the next phase in this pandemic. That's when Oregon and Washington will lift its indoor mask mandates.
I'm very excited for it. I hope everyone's ready. I think it's going to be an awesome opportunity for us to come together again.
Some plan to continue wearing masks in public.
Most likely just because I have high-risk family members and I don't want to get them impacted. And I know there's controversy with it, but I'm just being safe.
Health officials support both perspectives. Portland Public Schools will let students and staff decide whether or not to wear masks starting March 14th. So will Salem-Keizer schools. Other districts are still deciding. And another sign of change? This week, Oregon Governor Kate Brown dropped an order requiring state employees to be vaccinated. She said the extraordinary emergency orders were no longer necessary as we learn to live with this virus. That brings us to a word we've been hearing a lot lately, endemic.
Basically, endemic is it's here and it's here to stay.
Dr. Ken Stedman is a professor of biology at Portland State University. He says the difference between endemics and pandemics is how quickly they spread. For example, the flu is an endemic virus, but it still kills thousands of people each year.
Endemic doesn't mean, we don't need to worry about this anymore. Endemic means that it's not something we have to worry about because it's spreading really fast. It's just something we have to worry about on a baseline level. And what that baseline is not clear.
The level we don't know, how many cases a week or a month or a year.
Dr. Emilio DeBess is an epidemiologist and senior health advisor for Oregon's COVID-19 response. He says how the community responds to living with COVID will help establish that endemic baseline. Choices like getting vaccinated, wearing masks when appropriate, and taking precautions many ignored before the pandemic.
Lessons that we've learned throughout all this is that if you're sick, you stay home, right? If you're sick with symptoms compatible with either the flu or COVID, that you should be tested. The key is that you do not want to be the source of infection for anybody, whether it's the flu, chickenpox, or COVID-19.
If there is one certainty, doctors agree, there will be more COVID-19 variants.
The question is, are those variants going to be a problem? And that we don't know, and we're only going to know when they happen.
Well, that sounds a little ominous, but doctors say it's important to remember daily case numbers have dropped back down to pre-Omicron levels, and they're still falling. Plus, about 75% of Oregonians are at least partially vaccinated. Well, the 2022 Oregon legislative session has come to an end. Several bills now head to Governor Kate Brown's desk. They include a bill to give farm workers overtime pay and a bill to ensure renters can install air conditioning units in their homes so they can be protected during extreme heat. However, a bill that would have allowed Oregonians to pump their own gas did not pass this session. You can check out a more complete list of bills passed on KGW.com. Not guilty is the plea from a former Beaverton mayor facing child pornography charges in federal court. Prosecutors say Denny Doyle committed the crime while he was in office as mayor of Beaverton. The charge carries a maximum sentence of 20 years in federal prison and $250,000 in fines. Doyle was first elected mayor of Beaverton in 2009 and was voted out of office in 2020. Well, deputies have identified a man shot and killed Thursday night during a chase and long standoff near Pacific City. Authorities say 44-year-old Alfred Moss threatened to detonate an explosive while holding a woman hostage inside a car. During the chase, Moss told deputies he had a bomb in the car and threatened to kill himself and the woman who was driving. Police stopped the car with spike strips. After 2 hours of negotiations, Oregon State Police engaged with Moss. Shots were fired and Moss was killed. A bomb squad was able to remove that suspected explosive device from the car. Danny Maddox lives in the area and witnessed what happened. He got video of the moment when the woman was rescued from that car.
I was caught off guard because they started shooting and then they ran up and then pulled her out of the car. And then that's when I pulled my phone out and started recording.
Well, per department policy, the 4 Oregon State Police troopers involved in the shooting are now on administrative leave. One man is in the hospital following a shooting at a Vancouver warehouse Friday morning. Investigators say it started with a fist fight between 2 contracted employees at the On Track shipping company. After the fight ended, one man grabbed a knife and ran toward the other man who had gotten into his vehicle. That's when the man in the vehicle shot the other man in the leg. Detectives decided the shooting was in self-defense, and so far, no one's been arrested. With gun violence increasing in Portland, police say a majority is gang-related, but we're also seeing it happen among those living on the street. Coming up next, we look at the intersection between 2 of Portland's biggest issues right now.